Hey everyone, welcome to On the Go podcast. It's Mike and Ali and Mike. We back at it again for another great week of On the Go, talking about health and fitness and the
Mhm.
fights that's coming up and the fights of the past.
Yes.
How you doing, Ali?
Say my name.
Oh man, this dude with this
Say my name,
no
Mike. Say my name. I'm
homo,
doing good, brother. I'm
no
doing good,
homo.
man. We are excited for the brand new guest that's about to come up, Halim. But prior to that, brother, man, that Tyson Fury and Usyk, I can't wait to talk about it.
Oh, bro, yeah, you got me on that one. Let's let the brother, Colleen, what is it, Colleen?
Halim,
Halim, the brother Halim in and let's chop it up, see what he brings to the table.
beautiful. So while we are waiting on brother Halim's video, there he is. I just want to point out this is Ghost. We are not sponsored by these. However, we are looking for sponsorship, and I do drink energy drinks. We are both in the health and fitness. So reach out to us if you wanna us to represent you right in this podcast. Assalamualaikum, brother Halim.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi.
How you doing,
Yeah,
man?
how's it going, brother? How's it
Oh
going?
man, I'm doing well. I have no complaints, man. I'm just honored. It's a privilege, and a blessing to be here with you brothers today. Appreciate the invite, and just looking forward to this episode.
Yeah, great to have you on, brother. Thank you
Did
for
you
giving
catch
us
the
your
fight
time.
yesterday, bro, Halim?
I didn't. I was out Columbus, Georgia last night. I had to go to a graduation. I went to my nephew's high school graduation last night, so
Well,
we went out to eat dinner and
congratulations to your
stuff.
nephew, brother. But the fights was crazy. Mike, brother, what you think? Did you think Tyson was gonna get it done? Did you think Usyk was gonna get it done?
Dude, I'll give you my input later on after this because I was kind of upset, but I'll give it to you after this.
Okay, bet.
Yeah.
So, brother Halim, man, thank you for joining us on the podcast, brother. I have so many questions to ask you. So first and foremost, you travel from mosque to mosque and you represent fitness, and then you get all the brothers together and have a workout. What exactly do you do when you travel from mosque to mosque?
When I go from mosque to mosque, one of the first things that I do is, it's a beautiful thing. I get to first and foremost, I get to meet the community. I get to introduce
Brother
myself to the
Halim, would you mind
community.
speaking up a little bit? Speaking up a little bit, please.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, way better.
All right. So I get to meet, the members of the community, the administration, the imam, and so on and so forth. But I get to first and foremost, I get to, educate the brothers in the community on the benefits of health and fitness. And also I get to educate them according to the Quran and the Sunnah, because a lot of people don't realize they think of worship. They just think about standing, bowing, prostrating, sitting, and they think about Hajj and stuff like that, but they don't realize that physical fitness plays a big part in our religion and our way of life when it comes to fitness, and also when it comes to worship. Because the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, Prophet Muhammad, he basically he put together fitness programs in the deen to keep people healthy. Like, for an example, he made it from his sunnah, from his way, that you get rewards if you walk to the masjid as opposed to driving. And for people who don't know what the masjid is, we're talking about the mosque, the place where all the Muslims congregate, where we pray at, and so on and so forth. You get more rewards for walking there than you do from driving. And just everything from his youth, just
And
studying his
and
youth.
on the Quran, so the Prophet, peace be upon him, said he specifically put that down there so people work out. Like that was the reason behind it.
That's one of the wisdoms behind it. If you do this, if you follow his sunnah, you'll be in shape. You'll have good hygiene. All the things that come with health, like a lot of people are starting to learn now how many diseases are attributed to or connected to poor dental hygiene. And people having infections in their mouth that spreads to their bloodstream. He said, if I didn't think it would be a hardship on my nation, he said, I would have made it mandatory for them to brush their teeth, to use the siwak before every prayer. Before they made wudu and purify themselves for every prayer, they'll brush their teeth. Nobody can deny that if a person was to brush their teeth 5 times a day, how, great their dental hygiene would be, so on and so forth. But anything from dental hygiene to the way we eat, to what we eat, to what we do with our bodies. And I'm trying to educate these brothers too in these communities too that the masjid at the time of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, and his companions, radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'een, may Allah be pleased with them all, was not just a place for a religious place for studying and for praying, but also in the courtyard of the mosque, the companions, they used to, do archery, they used to practice horseback riding, they used to wrestle, they used to do calisthenics. So they used to do all of these things, and they were from the most fit people of that era, because constantly they were doing things to stay fit. Besides the prayer, stretching, and everything that's incorporated with the prayer, they would do so many other things, that would keep them physically fit and keep them healthy. That's why a lot of the companions that didn't die on the battlefield, they died in their 80s, 90s. I'm talking about that period of time, where modern medicine and modern science was nowhere near where it is today. They still were able to remain healthy and live long, healthy lives.
Brother Halim, I don't mean to interrupt, right?
Mashallah.
I have a question regarding that. So you mentioned 80, 90. I thought in the Quran it's written, now I don't know, I'm still learning, but the day you're supposed to die is already set. It does not matter what your health conditions are. So how accurate is that versus you have control over how long you can prolong your life?
It's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Everything is written, but we don't know what's written, to the point where a person could be completely healthy, right? And they could die in a car accident. A person could be completely healthy. They could get shot and they can die fatally from a gunshot wound to the head. But the thing is, as far as what's written, we don't know what's written. But however, Allah, He gave us wisdom and gave us one body. He gave us one life, and He gave us wisdom in order to preserve that body, in order to make the best out of that body that we have. That's why you see some people living 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years. You don't know
It
how
makes sense
old
too, because not to cut you off, but the fact that they were always in combat, right? We're constantly at war, so you have to be in a physical condition so you can carry those things out. What are some of the focal points that you stress when you go to these mosques? What are some of the things that you're doing with the brothers, as far as fitness?
As far as like the practicality of it, mainly what we do at the masjid, as far as the practicality of it, mainly what we do at the masjid is, that's what my phone would be. Mainly the practicality is focused around calisthenics. It's focused around stretching, warming up, and the most high impact workout that we might do, the most high impact workout would be burpees with an explosive jump after the burpee, going down, coming up, exploding, bringing your knees to your chest. But predominantly, it's things that everybody can do. Anybody can do it, because it's things that, as long as you have a flat ground, you can do these workouts. And there's, for the elders can do most of them. If not, there's ways that we modify the workouts. So if I let them know ahead of time that if you can't do this, do that. And if you can't do this, do that. And I actually got that methodology from the Quran and from the Sunnah, because the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said that if you can't pray standing, you pray sitting. If you can't pray sitting, you pray laying. So it's always an alternative that I'm giving the brothers on different workouts.
Modifications.
Even if it's leg raises, if they can't do leg raises with their legs straight, do it at a slight bend. If you can't do that, do flutter kicks. If you can't do that, I'm always giving them options, and then we go right in. So we have children there. We have adolescents, middle age, all the way up to elders. One of the brothers that attends one of our classes, he's a 64-year-old doctor, a neurologist. So he's 64 years old, but he's able to do the workouts because we modify it to that point. And then eventually what happens is they're able to go up in levels. So if they couldn't do the initial work, it's basically like beginner, intermediary, advanced, right?
I agree, because that's how I started off when I started my pull-ups. I used to watch guys get up on that pull-up bar, and I'd be like, man, it looks amazing. And I jumped up there and it looked so easy, and I only could do 3 pull-ups and like 3 dips. And I was kind of embarrassed, but consistency is the key, brother. It is the key. The more you do, the better you get at it.
Is there any regimens that you can recommend, for somebody who's a straight beginner to start and can't even do a pull-up at all?
For someone just starting out, I would recommend to them 4 general workouts that I would recommend to them. I would tell them to do push-ups, I would tell them to do sit-ups. I would tell them to do body squats. And then what I would tell them to do is for the shoulder, I'd have them do air push-ups. And that's something to just basically introduce your deltoids and, you know, your front and your rear delts into the workout. Introduce your chest, introduce your legs, introduce your core. So you're waking up those body parts and you're basically getting them familiarized with working, you know, in a way that they might not normally work in each day. Getting them ready, basically preparing them for what's to come. And that would be the 4 basic, you know, workouts. So I might tell them even if you can. So a lot of times we do we'll gauge one of our members. So I have them do a certain amount of push-ups on their own till they go to muscle failure. I have them do a certain amount of dips till they go to muscle failure, pull-ups. And then from there, I document what their number is. I have them remember what their number is. And that's kind of like a baseline. And then we go from there. We know how to go. Same way as someone was to step on a scale and weigh themselves in order to somewhat, gauge a goal that they have for the future, how many pounds they want to lose.
To know where you're starting at.
You gotta know your start point. You gotta know where any destination, you have to know where your start point is, and you have to know what you're trying to get. And then in between there, that's the navigation.
Is there anything Quran talks about in terms of like a diet and nutrition? Like what is the best diet to have? Is there anything about that?
It definitely is. And it's so much so that even to start off before you even go to what you eat, is how you eat. And how you eat is never to be to the point where you eat, to the point where you get tired, where your body becomes tired. Food is something to give you energy, not to take away energy. So if you eat too much, you know that when your body starts to get sluggish, and you know, something we call it itis. In my area, we used to call it, you get the itis from it. You eat too much food, or you eat the wrong food too fast. Well, he taught us something very simple, and it's a very simple formula you can apply to a lot of things in the world. Where he said that you should have one third water, 1/3 food, 1/3 air for your breathing. Another thing you can tell if you overate, if your breathing changes, if you're breathing slower now, to the point where, or it's hard for you to breathe, or your chest is heavy. So everything is a balance. Mm-hmm. Like in Islam, we're known as Afro-Wasics. We're known as the people of the middle course. So everything we do in life, we try to make sure that we do it with a balance. That's even with generosity. If you give too much to someone or give too much, you might give everything away. You have nothing for you and your family. So you become a spendthrift. If you take too much away from generosity, you become a miser. You become someone that's tight-fisted. You won't even give a penny to somebody. But the middle course is generosity. So even when we talked to our brother Mike mentioned the battlefield. On a battlefield, there's something that is a quality or attribute that is necessary for a great warrior is bravery. But if you add too much to bravery, you become a rash stinker. You might jeopardize yourself, jeopardize your comrades on the battlefield. But if you take too much away from bravery, you become a coward. Somebody might smack your mother and you won't do anything about it because you're a coward. But the middle course is bravery. So we try to apply that middle course in everything that we do, whether it be eating, whether it be our interactions with people, whether it be our business dealings. You have to have a healthy balance.
Yes, very good, man. So I want to go back to the diet plate real quick. So you mentioned like a 1/3 of water, 1/3 of food, and 1/3 of air, right? Can you give a practical example? Like, describe me a plate. Like, how is a plate going to look like that can really adhere to those principles? And if you can, even go deeper and describe me exact caloric and macro ratio, if you can.
What I'll do is I'll keep it general. I won't get too technical. I'll keep it general, and I'll make it concise and comprehensive. But the main thing is everybody knows that the size of your stomach is roughly the size of your fist. So you can look at the food that you're eating, and like people don't know that the companion, even though it's permissible for us to eat meat and it's allowable to eat meat, the companions of the Prophet, peace and blessings upon him, they didn't eat meat every day. Meat is harder to digest. They didn't eat it every day. They ate it on special occasions, you know. But mainly, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's diet consisted of dates, olives, figs. It consisted of lentils. It consisted of a lot of things that it consisted of are things that are high protein, and it wasn't a whole lot of carb based. Although they did do bread, but even the bread was done in moderation. It wasn't done as something as like a main course or something to multiply where you have 3, 4, 5 slices, so on and so forth. Meat couldn't be preserved back then because there was no refrigerator or freezer. So once you slaughtered an animal, you had to cook it and you had to prepare it fast. Otherwise, you know, the food would go bad. And that's another thing in Islam that is really looked down upon and shunned is wasting of food, you know, as the wasting of food.
Mm.
So
I want to go back to the plate real quick, right? So now we're getting deeper into
let
it.
me touch on the meat thing. Yeah, the meat thing is important because I think we get it mixed up. You see people to always talk about why you don't eat meat. They ask me that, and I tell them it's the way it's processed. You know, these animals are processed with all of these antibodies, and it's mass produced for the purpose of consumption. None of it is originally in its original form. Even the chickens, I don't care which part of the meat you look, now they got farm grown fish, right? So everything is being farm raised, everything is being touched by man. Outside of the meat, if you look at the produce, there's no seeds in the produce now. Everything is GMO. So we have all of these chemicals and all these processes that our food are going through. So when you compare it to from now to then, yeah, there's a tremendous difference. Back then you could eat meat and be as healthy as someone, you know, who doesn't eat meat now and reap the benefits of it. But now, you know, you can't even eat a grape without taking it to, yeah.
So my question is, right, like, hold on, let's go back to that plate really quick, right?
Definitely.
Because I still want to give people a practical plate, right? We went deeper into the philosophy meaning don't have too much meat, only in like on special occasions, focus more on lentils. Let's go to a practical plate. Here's a plate we are having right now for lunch. So we're gonna have a fist foot. I mean, this might be a problem because, you know, my fist might be bigger than my stomach. I'm just saying. Do you agree, Mike? But
absolutely not.
let's just okay, so a fist, is that protein? That's all protein now, right? In a plate. So this is a plate and this is a fist. So we got fist of protein. What else are we gonna have on the plate?
once you eat the food and you start to digest the purpose anyway, it gets smaller. What you say, how we see it on the plate,
Hold
is
on.
not
I
how
understand that, but like let's get away from philosophy and practicality for this, just for this purpose. So we got a fist of lentils, meaning protein. Is that all they're gonna eat, or are they gonna have like oranges, vegetables? What is like the best balanced route? Practical.
the best practical balance route would be for if you used to do like me personally, what I do is just me personally.
Yes.
I do 40%, I do 40% protein, I do 40% vegetables and fruits. And I add with my carb base would be 20%. I treat my rice and I treat my noodles as a side dish. I don't treat it as a main course. Where you see some plates or some bowls will be filled with noodles, filled with rice, and then at the top is a small layer. Yeah, a small layer of protein at the top, a small layer. We're all guilty from time. We're all guilty from time to time. But those type of foods are meant to be fillers. You know, they're not meant to be.
You're absolutely right.
That's not supposed to be the most important part. That's not the most important part of the meal.
Yeah.
That is a secondary portion.
I agree, brother.
Man.
I'm big on rice and pasta. I like my fillers.
That's the main course.
I don't eat meat. I've never eaten meat, but I'm not saying I've never eaten meat. I haven't eaten meat in over 20 something years, but I do eat. I like my rice. You know, I like my brown rice. There's a rice called forbidden rice. It's black rice, extremely nutrient dense.
I love it.
Yeah, bro.
Wild rice.
Yeah, man. He married, and you know, he married into the brown culture, so he was introduced to a lot more biryani, a lot more rice into the mix. I just came from the wedding, bro. I swear to God, from the wedding. Literally 95% of the people did the exact opposite of your recommendation, bro. It was like
they did the meat, right? Yeah, they do a lot of meats. They
a
do
lot of meat, a lot of rice, like roti, naan, rice, a bunch of meat.
Carb heavy.
Bruh,
yeah.
When it came to the salad,
That's just
man,
a typical diet.
yeah, when it came to the salad, man, they skipped the entire green part. They just took the sauce.
Dude, I always see that, right? People always skip the salad. The salad will go to waste, and they just go straight into the main course.
A whole bowl of salad sitting there, and everything else is done. We out of food. No one else. We still got some salad over there. We'll get some of that.
Yeah. I was gonna get some, but you know, I'm full now. I'm like,
Well, thank you so much. By the way, guys, like for those of you guys listening, right, for on the go workouts, the link is on the very bottom. We have a bunch of examples of all these on the go meals that can be applied for lone and toned muscles and rapid fat loss. So check the link on the bottom. Just want to throw that out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Are you training anywhere outside of the mosque, Brother Waleem? Are you doing it one-on-one personal training, or are you just mainly strictly in the mosque?
I do one-on-ones, I do groups, I do virtual, you know, I do a
Okay.
combination. Right now I do more one-on-ones than anything. You know,
Okay.
I have more one-on-one clients. Like every
And
day
what
I'm
area are
working
you
with
in?
somebody.
What area are you working in?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, Buckhead, you know,
Okay.
Buckhead area, but I'm in smack dab in the middle of Buckhead. So I got Midtown on this side. I got and I have Brookhaven as well, but mainly
Okay.
Buckhead. I'm able to
Okay.
get to either area. So good location.
All right. What would
Especially
you
for
say most of
fitness.
your clients are women, men, older, younger?
All my
Variation?
clients are men. Right now,
Okay.
all my clients are men, and some of my clients are my youngest client right now is 19. And I have a client
Okay.
that's 22. These are my young clients, and it ranges from 19 up to 65. That's my client
Cool.
base.
Cool. Cool. What is where how can people reach out to you? What are your social media links? You know, where
Well,
can they
my
find you
social
at?
media,
Oh, well, I'll post
my
them on the
social,
bottom. I got a Halim's links. I'll post the Halim's links on the bottom.
I'm doing that.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, but let them shout them out. Let them shout them out for the blind.
You can follow me on Instagram or IG at DBF at DBF Fitness Halim _ Halim. DBF Fitness _ Halim.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to get to me. DM me, get right back to you in a timely manner, inshallah.
Yep. And also, I'm going to post his YouTube link on the bottom too. He's starting a YouTube page, so we're going to go ahead and get that set up. So that link is going to be on the bottom as well.
Is there anything that you're looking to do in the future as far as your fitness business that you haven't done yet?
I'm just looking to expand it, and you know, it's a blessing that you know I was able to, you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God, you know, the Most High, He brought me and the brother together, me and the brother Ali. And so one of the things that I want to incorporate going forward is the virtual side of the fitness business. And that's something that me and the brother, we came together and collaborated on. So when it comes from the education point all the way to the training aspect, you know, all the way to the meal preps, the nutrition plans and stuff, but more so from a virtual. And that's something that for years, you know, I really business wise, I never even had to deal with it because I knew so many people and I had so many people committed to certain things. And like, I did so many, you know, I looked out for a lot of people and a lot of people, they, you know, they always, they want to support the things I do. I didn't really need social media like that. But now as I'm meeting other brothers, I'm seeing that they need it. And also for me, for growth, I want to incorporate it as well. So myself and brother Ali, this is something that we're embarking upon. He already started off, got a head start on it, but I'm gonna join with him. We're gonna bring our minds together, you know.
Man, let me tell you what he's doing, Mike. So I started doing calisthenics with his brother, right? So I'm like, yo, bro, we gotta film your YouTube videos, calisthenics, get it out there. Bro, he's killing me, man. Yo, this I swear, I'm gonna send you the I'm like, yo, bro, like he'll have you do 90 push-ups, and I'm like, bet. He goes, perfect, brother. That's our good warm up, man. Now we're gonna getting more into the warm up. I'm like, warm up? What you talking about, bro? Warm up? 90 push-ups, bro. In 5 minutes, we knocked it out. And he says a
Sound like
warm up.
somebody I know. You familiar with the Barbarian? Shout out to Zeph.
I vaguely.
Yeah. I used to work out with them brothers many years ago. I haven't visited Brooklyn in a while, but these dudes, Zeph is like that. His warm up is most people's workout, and you literally done after the warm up, and you're looking at him, and he's like, "All right, now let's break it up." And like, dude, we're not
Them
done.
brothers they play them bars real heavy too. They play them bars real
Very
heavy, right?
very heavy. The pull-ups,
Elite.
push-ups, dips. He's a beast, man. Shout out to Zachavelli. Yeah, the Barbarians they different with it.
A lot of these workouts, a lot of people don't know. A lot of these workouts come from our brothers in the federal system. Like I done been on a visit. I done visited some of my brothers that because I stay in contact with. I try to give back to those that's incarcerated. So I try to books and so on and so forth. So I was literally on a visit with one of the brothers in USS Canaan, it's a federal institute, and he's showing me different workouts that they're doing there. They came up with. They got all of this creative time on their hands. So a lot of the workouts that I do like over 30 different types of push-ups. These push-up stuff I learned from brothers that got all the time on their hands. And like he did 7 months in solitary. All he did was had time to come up with different ways to impact different, and it works.
Awesome.
You know, it
No
works.
supplements. You see those brothers in there,
No
they
supplements.
outdo anybody. No supplements.
No supplements.
No, I mean, you're talking about limited rations on the meals.
Limited rations.
No stimulants, no roids, no nothing. And if you look at those brothers from literally just calisthenics, yeah, it's mind-boggling.
Because the majority of those facilities, they took out the freeways.
The weights,
removed the freeways out and just left them with the bars. So everything they're doing, you'll think this brother was a bodybuilder, and then you'll think that he's on steroids or something doing all this. No, he's just working, eating and working out, but doing the right workouts. That's the main thing, doing the right workouts.
And like you said, on limited rations. It's not like they can
rations.
eat all day, 6 meals a day, and you just stuff in your face. It's none of that. And I guarantee you they're in better physical condition than most of these guys on the street that are overeating, overworking.
You're absolutely right.
Yes. Thanks a million, brother Halim. I appreciate you coming through, brother, and sharing your insight and some of your knowledge, man. I look forward to building with you again in the near future. You're working with brother Ali. I'm working with brother Ali. So we all in the same circle, man. We blessed.
You're gonna see Mike a lot, bro. You're gonna be working with Mike a lot. Like, you know.
Yeah. We can shoot a couple of videos together. Just for promotional purposes for both of our brands. You know, let's make something happen, brother. I look forward to working with you.
And brother Halim, before you do go, right, Mike, he's actually like, he didn't talk about his calisthenics background at all, bro. He is one of the big times with this. There was a time, I don't know if he can still do this now, but he was knocking out 50 pull-ups with ease, just like boom, 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 knocking them out. And like, so I can't wait for like all of us to get inside of Calisthenics Park.
Right there.
What's that?
My kind of guy.
No, I actually can't wait until we all get together.
Calisthenics is my thing. That's all I mostly do personally.
So before you go, guys, let's make a plan. Let's make a promise that we're gonna do a calisthenics workout together. All of us, all three of us. We're gonna make it happen somehow.
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to it.
Inshallah.
Once again, brother Halim, thank you for coming through. I look forward to building with you again in the near future, shooting videos with you, brother. Everything. You got anything else you want to close with, Ali?
Nah, man. I'll see you at the Calisthenics Park, brother. I'll see you tomorrow. That's it.
Inshallah,
brother Halim, please break them up for me. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
I'll take care of him for you, man.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. Take care, man.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All right, bro.
Perfect. That was brother Halim, everybody. That was brother Halim. Beautiful. What did you think of brother Halim, Mike?
I like the brother. Good energy. I look forward to working with him in the future, man. I think he'd be a pretty good compliment. Yeah, dope brother. Good brother.
So like now let's talk about Usyk and Tyson Fury. Bro, first of all, man, he deserves to get his ass beat by coming out of that like walkout song. I'm like, yo, and I love Tyson Fury.
What song he came out on?
What song is he gonna come out with? He comes out with I Need a Hero. I think, bro, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? He calls
himself the Gypsy King. I guess it compliments him being the king of the gypsies, and you know, I don't know. I'm just bro, yo, dude, that was a good fight, bro. That was a nice fight, man. I gave it to him for stepping it up in the later rounds. You know, after round 3, he stepped it up. He got more relaxed. He started playing with him. He got comfortable in the ring. Like he said, he had fun. Even in the post-fight press conference, he said he had fun in there. I felt he won on the scorecard. I think what was the knockdown in the 8th or 10th round?
The 9th round. That's what
9th round.
Yeah, if that didn't happen, then he would have taken it.
I think that gave If it wasn't for the knockdown, he'd have definitely took it. But they gave it to Usyk anyway. But good fight for your money, man. You don't get good fights like that all the time. But that was a good fight, man.
Especially for this magnitude.
Yeah, exactly. This fight of this magnitude, the way he kept throwing that uppercut in there, kept tapping Usyk to the body. I was surprised to see Usyk come out with that much energy come the 9th round. I don't think I've seen Tyson Fury that hurt in a fight. But yeah, it was a good fight, man.
That's what the
Salute to
commentators
Tyson
were
Fury.
saying as well. I mean, the thing is, I think Deontay hurt him bad, but like Tyson this time, it was different. Like bro, he was saved by the bell. There was 1 minute left in that
Yeah.
round.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah, one more, 30 seconds left more. He could have been in some real trouble, but the bell came in when it needed to. A lot of people saying the ref saved them because it was supposed to be
bro, what was that?
technically a
Yo, who
knockout.
hired that ref, bro?
I mean,
Like,
you know,
bro,
I think
he was like 95 years old and 5'2". Like, how are you gonna
because,
hire
but
this ref to get in between these two giants, bro? And on top of that, he was getting in the way when Usyk was like, getting at him in the ninth round.
yeah, but you know, it was his job to make sure those fighters weren't hurt. You know, both of them had families to go home to, so I think he did a pretty good job. What I did like was the fact that Tyson came in there as small as he's ever been for a fight, which was like 262.
Yeah, bro. He
Excuse
went
me.
on the go diet.
He was on, yeah, he was in his best shape. He was in some real good shape relative to how he was with Ngannou. He was in real good shape. Salute to Tyson Fury. Excellent fight. They were asking, you know, there's a rematch clause in that contract.
Yeah. October's when they're looking at it.
They were asking him about it. He didn't give a definite answer, which I agree with him on because, you know, he just came from a fight, dude, and it took them months, I think like 9 months to prepare for that fight. So, you know, he give him some time to get
The
the
reports be
cobwebs
on some
out.
shit, man.
Yeah, they were like, "What about the rematch in the next fight?" Like, dude, I'm going home to my family. I don't even know if I'm gonna fight again. He was 30. I think Tyson Fury's turning 36. Usyk was like 36, 37.
He's 37,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, 37, he's become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Hmm.
I think that's an accomplishment in itself, bro. I don't want no more. Why would I beat up myself and risk brain injuries for any more? That check was probably sweet. I don't know how much they got paid, but I'm sure fighting in Saudi Arabia, that check was very sweet.
He got
And
paid.
it's retirement money. Yeah, it's retirement money. That one fight gave him more money probably than he's ever had, and it's enough to retire on. I don't think either one of them should fight again. Once you lose your hunger in boxing, you just risk getting hurt going back in there. Ask Roy Jones.
So, there's two things I want to touch on, right? One about the hunger that you just mentioned, and the second thing, do you know Usyk's story, bro?
Nah, I don't.
So check this out, and I just recently learned this. While this shenanigans was going on or is going on in, Ukraine and Russia and that part of the world,
Okay.
Usyk was driving towards the battleground to fight.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So like I think he had his he was packing and he was going towards the war because he wanted to fight in it. That's so, bro, think about that for a second.
What do you mean? He was getting ready to become a soldier in the war. What
He
did
was
happen? He
going
got a
to the
phone call?
battleground. He was going to the
Yeah, but
battleground with
somebody did
packing
he get
like,
a
yo, I'm about
phone
to
call? Somebody called him and was like, "Yo, come through. We got to fight for you.
no, 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 by his own
Come
like
around."
he just wanted to. This dude was really fighting for his country, bro. Because like Ukraine's going through some shit. Because the thing is, this victory means like I think I'm not gonna sit here and say I know how much it means for anybody, but I'm just saying that logically, this victory means a lot more for Ukraine and Usyk or what they're going through versus, you
And
know,
this is one of the things Tyson Fury said when their fight was over. He was like, you know, he felt that they gave it to him because, you know, his country's going through war, was more empathetic and symbolic, right?
not because
It's a
he
sense of
left-handed you.
morale to, yeah. I mean, but it gave the Ukrainians that were able to take in the fight and that were abreast to it a sense of morale, right? As far as being Ukrainian fighting the big bad Russians, right? So you got the symbolism there with, you know, big bad Tyson Fury and Usyk beating him. So now they feel like they can beat the Russians. I can see how, you know, that can take a play on
Yeah,
their fighter morale.
but brother,
Yeah.
okay, now I'm gonna talk about tangibles, brother. The first two rounds, if you notice, right, when I was seeing him, Usyk kept on landing in that overhand left.
Yeah. He
And
kept
I
coming
knew that
for
was
it.
gonna get him in trouble like later on. I was like, Tyson's probably gonna come back. He's gonna read him, jab, jab, keep him away, jab, jab, talk crap. But I knew that overhand left was gonna get him in trouble.
And the other thing that bothered me was Tyson Fury's corner wasn't giving him proper instructions. When you're going in there, I don't need you to keep telling me to relax. I don't need you to keep telling me, dude, I don't need pep talk. I need information, right? You as the corner man, you're giving me you're gathering information as I'm in the ring. You see what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. So when I come back to the corner, you be like, listen, I need you to keep that right hand up, right? He's catching you with the left, and I need you to keep that jab on him, right? And move a little more to, just give me some guidance here. Don't keep talking to me, not trying to have a conversation with me, dude. And I'm getting punched in the face. My mind is somewhere else. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think about how to stop getting punched in the face. Hopefully you give me some information on this.
Yeah.
And I don't think his corner did the best job on that, but
Sugar, bro. I mean, he just wants a
yeah,
knockout.
yeah, but he should have gave Tyson Fury a little more guidance, man. Listen, stop pussyfooting in there, stop lollygagging, stop playing the games, keep your
Yeah.
hands up, right? Move a little more to your left, stay away from that right hand, and give me some guidance in there, dude.
Yo, Tyson was, and he was playing too many games, bro. Like, I'm like, bro, it's not working. Usyk, you're not gonna get
But
Usyk
I
with
think it
that.
was a nervous thing too. I think when you see fighters do that a lot of times, it's a nervous thing. Is he was trying to get rid of the nervousness
Yeah.
initially when he started doing it, and then once he got comfortable and he continued it, I was like, dude, come on. I think he just got too comfortable and he paid for it, man. Ninth round came, he paid for it. Um,
The rematch, I think Tyson's gonna take it, in my opinion. But this one, right? The rematch, I think Tyson's gonna adjust because Tyson found his range. When he found his range, if he did that in the beginning, I think Tyson would have taken all
yeah.
the rounds. I really do feel that.
Well, I mean that it takes time, right? You want to fill out your opponent. You want to see where their strengths and weaknesses is at. That's what the first round, maybe the second round is usually for. When Tyson started touching him up on the body, I think that was a show that he became more comfortable with, letting him see where he was at. But he kept hitting him with a nice little right uppercut in there. Whenever he pretty much landed it when he wanted to, he would lay the jab on him, then hit him with the right uppercut. Excuse me. He was doing what he needed to do. Like I said, I thought on a scorecard he should have won outside of the ninth round and maybe the first two rounds. I think
He got
he,
more significant hits, bro. Like, I mean, like when the shot that Usyk landed at the beginning, those were the significant hits. And obviously that knockdown when he should have put him to sleep. And yeah, I would say that, adding all that up, I mean, it was a close fight. It was a split decision. It was a close
yeah.
fight.
I would even settle for a draw, even, right?
That's what they were
The other
saying.
thing was the ring generalship. Usyk came forward most of that fight. He kept pressure on
He was
Tyson,
the
even though
aggressive,
Tyson
yeah.
was hitting him. Yeah, that gave him, a lot in the judges' eyes, because they usually score ring generalship in the fighter that's coming forward. He wasn't running, from what was the obviously the bigger fighter. So, it's an excellent fight, man. It was. I'm glad I caught it. I didn't miss it, and shout out to Usyk and Tyson Fury for giving the fans their money, man.
They did their thing, man. The next fight we got, to wrap it up, the next fight before we go is a UFC fight that's going to be happening with Dustin Poirier versus Islam Makhachev, who's a current champion and the protege of Habib Nurmagomedov. And
Mm.
so Habib Nurmagomedov had a fight with Dustin Poirier before. That was his second last fight, I believe. He fought Dustin right after he fought Connor, and Habib, tapped him out. And now Dustin Poirier is getting his third title shot and probably his final one. And this is gonna be a very big one. So Islam
What was Portier's last fight?
against some like young buck who's 27 making his name up. I forgot his name, but like he fought a 27-year-old taller, bigger dude, and Dustin knocked him out. So this earned him the
Okay.
title shot. Well deserved.
And who was Islam's last fight?
Islam, last fight was, I believe, it was, oh yeah, Alexander Volkanovski. He was pound for
Okay.
pound. Islam kicked the shit out of him. And after
Nice.
that, Volkanovski's career kind of went down because he lost his title fight. And nonetheless, man. But basically, this is gonna be very interesting, and there's a little comedy in the background. Islam on all Daniel Cormier's podcasts and other podcasts, he be talking crap about Dustin Poirier's jiu-jitsu. Because Dustin got a black belt, and Islam goes, who gave him this belt? Come on, who gave him this belt? We need to start penalizing people for giving black belts. He goes like, 'cause Dustin always tries to do the guillotine, and he never gets anybody with it. He goes, only thing he's gonna bring is guillotine. And then Islam goes, the reason he's giving Dustin this title shot is because he wants to be active, and there's nobody else who wants to fight. So he goes, okay, no
Some-
problem. I'll do this warm up.
That's crazy. He doesn't even respect his jiu-jitsu.
He don't, bro.
Um,
If Dustin sleeps him, it's gonna be a big deal, man. Now, are you familiar with Dustin Poirier? He's a dude that fought Connor twice and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be a good fight, man. I do recommend watching it, and I want, obviously I'm going for my boy Islam, you know what I mean? But
Indeed.
I wish there was another life where Dustin Poirier would have won the title, because it's like, yo, he's probably, okay, those fighters, even those basketball players like Charles Barkley, like so great, they just never won a chip.
Ex Patrick Ewing.
Oh yeah.
I've known a bunch of them. I actually stopped watching basketball because of that. Tired of watching the Knicks. It's like, this is disgusting.
Why don't you dunk the ball, bruh?
It's disgusting. It's like a motion roller coaster. They get all the way to the finish line and they just stop and start having a conversation.
Like,
Like,
what
dude,
you
once you
doing, bro?
finish, what are you doing, dude?
Bro, like, what was he doing? Why was he laying that thing in, bro? Dunk the ball.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah. So you're saying Portier is one of those guys? He just he
Yeah, because
deserves it, but he never crossed the line.
yeah, he's never crossed the line. The last time he had a title shot was against Charles Oliveira. And
Okay.
bro, he completely underestimated Charles Oliveira. He was talking about like he already won the championship. Like, the speeches you give, you play that fake humble in the camera. And I love Poirier, by the way, but I'm gonna be real. You play that fake humble in the camera, but in reality, like, bro, what are you doing? You're celebrating way too early. The interviews he was giving, Mike, he was saying these word for word. Yeah, yeah, it's all comes down, my life's work comes down in the next 25 minutes. It's gonna be great. I just worked my entire life for this moment. Like, kind of like building up a story. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? I'm like, yo, bro, what are
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
doing? There's about to be a fight. What are you doing bringing the story in right now? That shit comes later. You know what I'm saying? So, like, right away, and then Charles Oliveira, I think he tapped him out in the first round.
Good night. Good
Over.
night.
First or second
That
round, yeah, it was
sucks.
done. So hopefully Dustin Poirier, let's see. Hopefully he puts up a good fight. But I'm gonna go with Islam because loyalty first.
Yeah. I mean, if Islam gets knocked out by Portier, that would be one of the biggest upsets and probably in UFC.
Forget about it. Forget about it. And
Yeah.
I'll be very happy with Dustin if he does that.
Yeah. I mean, you finally get to where you wanted to see him go. Let's see.
Thank you everybody for joining us on the Go podcast with Mike and Ali. Ali and Mike, we greatly appreciate you. Like, subscribe, and comment. Look at the links below for everything. If you want to get trained by us, go ahead and look at the link on the bottom. Join us for the on-the-go workouts. Reach out to one of us. And yeah, anything else you want to add on to that, Mike?
Thank everybody for coming out, joining us again this week. Check us out next week when we come back. We might have a guest on, we might not, but we'll be talking about the hottest, latest fights coming up.
Awesome. Take care.
Peace.
Peace.